Hidden in the Tintic Mountains about 90 minutes south of Salt Lake City, this tiny city is the kind of place that you would never get to see unless you made a special trip out just to see it. And after this video, you just might want to. This is Eureka, Utah. As with so many places in the West, Eureka began as a mining boom town. It used to be one of the biggest producers of silver in the country, the home of the Chief Consolidated Mining Company. But today, only a few dilapidated mining structures, a head frame, and abandoned rail lines remain to tell that story. Some might call Eureka a living ghost town, but I think it is certainly still alive and well with a pulse all its own, even though it is a pretty small dot on the Utah map. Route 6 goes right through the middle of town, one of the longest coast-to-coast routes in America, beginning in Massachusetts and ending in California, making this main street a transcontinental highway. In 1910, this was the 9th biggest city in Utah, with a population of over 4,000 people, with most employed or connected in some way with silver mining and other ores that were mined in the area. Today, only a little over 600 people call this home, a far cry from what it once was. But the vibrant mining past is still alive and well within the Tintic Mining Museum. Now, this will come as no shock to my regular viewers, but it was closed when I was passing through town. However, I took a walk around outside and it seems to offer some interesting looking artifacts related to the mining history here in Eureka, all within the old Union Pacific Railroad depot. That's not the only museum in town though. There is also, rather unexpectedly, a motorcycle museum here. However, it too was closed while I was in town. Oh well, next time maybe. I wasn't discouraged from the museums being closed though, as just walking around is a neat trip to the past. The old downtown area of Eureka feels like it's frozen in time. With a few restaurants, a general store, and a bunch of historic storefronts, this feels like you've stepped back 100 years or more in time. It was great to see some construction work happening on these buildings too, which hopefully means that there isn't just a past for these buildings, but also a future still to come. The old City Hall, fire station, and even a little jailhouse remain standing in the middle of the downtown area. I've heard that these buildings are sometimes open for public tours. I would love to have taken a peek inside. With history being what it is here, it's no shock that the city of Eureka was placed on the National Register of Historic Places back in 1979. Not all of the buildings in Eureka have fared well, though. Across the road from these old downtown buildings is a victim of time. The Eureka Miners Union Hall, or rather, what's left of it. This building was once vital to this community of miners, the headquarters for the local miners' union. This town wasn't just a business, it was a city of families struggling to get by on a miner's wage. These monuments now stand in the middle of what used to be the inside of the Union Hall, which is now looked after by the Tintic Historical Society. Right next to the Miners' Union Hall are a few other sights to see, including this old Class CA3 caboose, built in 1942 by the Mount Vernon Car Company. It was retired from service in 1985. Also, right next door to the Union Hall is the Porter Rockwell cabin. Porter Rockwell was the personal bodyguard for early LDS leaders Joseph Smith and Brigham Young. While his cabin is rather tiny, it is a direct tie to the history of Utah's Mormon settlers that moved to this wild area that they called home. Many such cabins would have been throughout this area in those early Mormon days. That's not the only Mormon relic in town. This beautiful old church building is the Old Mormon Meetinghouse, built in 1902. While it is no longer used for Sunday services, it stands as a reminder that this was a community of people living their lives here, with churches, schools, and every other feature of everyday life. This was not just a commercial mining operation in the middle of the wilderness. This was home for thousands of people that mined here over 100 years ago, and for those still living here today, it continues to be called home. I found Eureka to be a very quiet place that has a laid-back feel and a history that still tells its story very proudly, just by taking a simple drive through town. We'll see you next time somewhere else down the road.